Okay, students, so we will move forward with our same chapter, and today we are doing part 2. So here the first topic I am taking under it, Mendelism. Mendelism include all Mendel's principles of inheritance. This theory was postulated by Gregor John Mendel, that I told you in our last video too, that Gregor John Mendel is the father of genetics, and he has done lots of experiment under it. That is why we are calling him the father of genetics. And the theory which he has given to us, that is Mendelism. So today we will learn about some of its parts step by step. So first point is Mendel noticed certain contrasting characters in the garden of sweet pea, and the scientific name of sweet pea is Pisum sativum. Sweet pea generally we are using in our kitchen. In that plant he used to do his experiment. And why he was doing that experiment in that plant? Because this plant is like that, in each and every year we will get that the new generation of that plant. We should not wait more years for it. In every 2 years we will get the next generation of it, so it is very easy to do the experiment on it. That is why Mendel has chosen that plant for his experiment. He performed certain experiment of hybridization for about 7 years. It means he did his experiment about 7 years. He took certain characters of pea plant. Over it he has done his experiment. So how many characters he has taken, that we will learn about. He has done over plant height, flower color, pot color, seed shape, pot shape, flower position. It means these things, where and how it is generating its features on pea plant, and how it is going to next generation. Over it the Mendel is giving his experiments, doing his experiment, and giving his whatever the result he found, he has given after the experiments. Now terminology of heredity. And these are some names which we are using under these postulate, and when we are learning about heredity and genetics, these words we should know actually what these words are. Then only we will understand the terminology of heredity. So one by one I will explain to you. The first one is factors. Nowadays we are calling it genes too. Factors or genes are actually units of heredity which transfer characteristics or traits from parents to their offspring during reproduction. Actually, this is one unit which is transferring our characters to our next generation when we are reproducing. Genes work in pairs. These are having two pairs. Genes are having two pairs. Johnson, a scientist, in 1909 gave the term genes for the first time. Generally, in the postulate of Gregor John Mendel, you have heard the word factors only. Genes, that word Johnson has given, and he has given after the experiments of Gregor John Mendel. In his postulate, we are not reading, we are not learning the word genes. He has used the word factors only. Now, alleles. Factors and alleles are the words, these are interrelated, and most of the time I have seen that the students got confused in these two words. These are the words like similar, but actually there is some different in it. What is the different that I am telling you now? factors controlling contrasting characters are alleles. I told you that the factors or genes work in pairs. So whatever the two pairs you are taking, these two pairs are taking the characters or the variations. So that characters, these two characters are having alleles to each other. Suppose I am telling you that tall plant. For tall plant, in next slides you will learn about that. For tall plants we are taking factors TT. So TT, when we are taking these two T, it means two uh, pair of factors. One pair of factors are having two two units. So these two units T and T, these are known as alleles to each other. It means first T is allele to another T and the another T is allele to first T. So like this you should categorize, you should differentiate factors and alleles. Factors means the unit of TT and alleles means one T and the second T. One T is allele to second T and the second T is allele to first T. Now homozygous. If suppose the character which you are taking and both the units are like same, so these are homozygous or pure breed. An individual in which both the factors controlling one character are similar. As the example I have given to you with red mark, and that I have explained first one. Next one I am taking you the small t's. Both the t's are small. It means the plant is small, dwarf. So first T and the second T, small first T and second small t, these are alleles to each other, and though these two are similar to each other, so these are homozygous or pure breed. Now the next one is heterozygous or hybrid. If we have taken the character and two characters are different to each other, it means alleles are different to each other. An individual in which the two factors or genes controlling one character are dissimilar, like T, capital T and small t I have taken. So capital T and small t are dissimilar. If in second example I have taken capital R and small r, they are dissimilar. But in first example you have seen both are similar. So when we are comparing them, when you are taking both the alleles similar to each other, that will known as homozygous. And if you are taking the allele which is not similar to each other or dissimilar, then this is heterozygous or hybrid. Now the next one is law of unit character. Unit means one, single character. Every individual possesses hundreds and thousands of characters. Like you can take yourself. If we will take our personality. In our personality we are having thousands of characters, hundreds of characters, and each character is our individual character. Each character in an individual is controlled by a pair of factors or genes. So one character, if my personality is having, so that character is controlled by a pair of factor, one of which is shared by the female parent and another by the male parent. So that is actually the learning about one character. So when we are producing our next generation, then the character, which one character we are taking, then the factor of that character, one pair will go from the mother side and the other pair will go from the father side. It means both the parents are contributing their characters while doing the reproduction. Each character, when transmitted from parent to young ones, is a unit. It means one and independent to the inheritance of other character. So when they are going from parents to children, then they are independent because these two parents are giving independently to their children. So their inheritance, it means how they will go and how they will form the character. This is actually depends upon the going process. We cannot control it. The two factors controlling one character in an individual may be similar, so known as homozygous, and may be dissimilar, so known as heterozygous. Now the next one is law of dominance. It means dominance means who has the power. It states that heterozygous or hybrid condition, out of two contrasting alleles, one expresses itself morphologically, it means which we are able to see, and the other remains unexpressed. So that there the condition is heterozygous, it means we should have two type of alleles like capital T and small t. And when we are taking capital T and small t, so one allele will represent you the tall character, and the one another allele will represent you the dwarf character. So the law is telling you that one will expresses itself in the next generation and other will remain silent. It will not express itself. The factor or allele which expresses itself phenotypically in the presence of its contrasting allele is called dominant, and the other which remains unexpressed is recessive. It means if suppose we are taking capital T and small t, then in first generation we will get only capital T. It means all the plants will become tall only. So the character which we are getting in the first generation is dominant. It means it has power, that is why it expresses itself. And the second character, which is dwarf, it is not having the power to express itself in first generation, so we will call it recessive. So the character which is expresses is dominant character, and the character which is not expresses itself in first generation is recessive. Now here I have taken a picture. In it I have taken the parents. The first parent is 2 capital T. It means this is the tall plant, and the another one is small t. It means it is the drop plant, and the plant are of P only. So when we are crossing themselves, so here I have made a square in front of you. In square you can do very easily. First take the capital T and the small t, then whatever you will get you will put in the square. Then in second square you will take the capital T and the small t. First complete the first line, then again you will get capital T and small t. Now come to the next line. Again you will take one t and the small t from the left side, then you will get capital T and small t, and in the last square whenever you will go, then again you will have one capital T and small t. So like this you will get a heterozygous character which has one capital T and the small t. It means two different alleles. When you are getting that phenotype, then you come to know that one capital T and one small t will give you tall plant only. They will not give you dwarf plant. Why? Because that capital T is having a power to express itself. It means this is a dominant part, the power to dominance. So that dominance power is covering the power of drop plant which is having the small t. That is why this is known as recessive and the capital T is known as dominant. So when a pure tall plant is crossed with a dwarf plant, the whole of the progeny is produced hybrid tall. It means genes for tallness capital T is dominant over genes of dwarfness small t. So this is the law of dominance, that how one character is going over the another character, that you have to learn. Now this is all for today. Now next part which is remaining, I will explain you in next video. Thank you.